that I have. I usually keep my whips in it, but my most active whips I don't. So these are kind of like whips that aren't being worked. This isn't even a whip. This is a frogged project. Really, the only whips in here is the blue bag, that bag, and this bag right here. Mittens, socks, Halloween socks, the shawl. I have a basket of yarn. Yeah. But I pulled a lot of things out. Those were actually in a drawer over there. Sorry. But I wanted to see what I had for yarn. So I have all this. This was the Long Summer Cardi by Joji Locatelli, but I decided that this was just not for me. So I was thinking about repurposing this yarn. But I just wanted to pull it out and look at it. This, I can't even remember what it was called. It's supposed to be a shawl, but it's in lace weight. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to knit that. I just haven't frogged it yet. This one right here was going to be, what is this one? The Snow Pine. I decided that I just wasn't interested in making that. So I had all this yarn caked up. So I was like, well, what do I got? I got an extra project bag now, but I was like, I don't know what to do with this yet. And then I had a couple more over here. This one is, this is back when I used to do paper patterns. Hello Ceres, sorry, by Caitlin Grace. It's a swancho, like a sweater poncho. I actually still have this on my Knit Picks needles, and I started this years ago. You start bottom up, you start each panel separate, and I think you join it right below the arms. I don't think I'm going to knit this. I just don't know. Well, yeah, look at how terrible my gauge was. Terrible rowing out. So I'm not going to knit this. I need to rip it out. This one has already been frogged. It was the Long Love by Ankastrict. I already frogged that. I think I frogged that like 2 years ago, actually, and it's just still sitting there. And then this one was a fully knit sweater. It was the Sunday sweater by Petite Knit. I used Wonder Fluff by Knit Picks. It ended up being way too big. I started ripping it out and started knitting a skirt and decided that I didn't like that. So it's all just sitting here. I think I'm going to make the Miles shirt jacket with this if I hit gauge. We'll see. So yeah, a lot of pulling out. And then I got all these whips. Whip, 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 whip. I've been stressing out a little bit. So yeah, hi, my name is Savannah, and this is the Sewlivi Dyes Yarn podcast, the podcast where I mostly talk about all my crafting adventures, predominantly knitting, but occasionally other crafts as well. But as you saw prior to the intro, things have been happening around here. Yes, so let's go ahead and just get everything going. As you might notice, I'm not wearing glasses, and that is because I finally decided that I wanted to switch back to contacts. So I ordered some last week, I think. Yeah, ordered last week, and then they came pretty quickly. I just figured it'd be nice to have sunglasses for this summer, so I was like, let's just do contacts again. So yes, we're trying that out. Everything seems to be going well so far. It's been a while since I've worn contacts, but I thought, why not? And then, as you can see, I am wearing the, what is this? Salty Days sweater by Veronica Lindberg of Kutavakika. I think that's how it's pronounced, Kutavakika. Veronica Lindberg. It's all over textured pattern. It's a Genzer. It's super lovely. I knit this, I mean, I finished it and showed you, I think, 2 videos ago, I think. I used Hobby Divina in their Sage colorway, number 28, I think it was, if I can remember correctly. It is an alpaca nylon wool. It's like a chainette blown yarn. So that is what this is. I like it. This is probably the 3rd time I'm wearing it now. I just popped it on today because we're supposed to get some severe thunderstorms this evening, and it is chilly down here in the basement anyway, so it's perfect. This is a perfect sweater. I think if I ever decide to knit this again, which is not like me to knit things twice, but if I ever decided to, I'm going to go up a size, just because the sleeves are a good length. I just want more of an oversized look for this next time. So that is what, because I can pull and stretch these sleeves to where I want them to be, but they stretch back. So yes, I would definitely go up a size. I believe I knit the size medium. There's good positive ease. I just think I want a little bit more of an oversized look, but we'll see. I mean, I have other Guernsey style Genzers to knit in the future, so if this one gets done again, we'll see. Anyways, let's go ahead and carry on with everything. So as you saw prior, or just a few minutes ago, I think I'm really stressed. I don't know what else it could be other than stress. So I'm just gonna be honest and talk about what's going on. Obviously I'm not working because it's the summer, so we are down to one income again, and with the way everything is happening lately, property taxes have gone up here drastically, so our mortgage has gone up, insurance has gone up, our utilities have gone up. Everything is going up, and it's just like one thing after the other. Unfortunately, my husband's new truck is experiencing it needed to go to the shop, and warranty doesn't cover what has happened to the truck, so there's another expense there. It's really starting to kick in, this inflation crap that is happening. So normally when I'm stressed, I will buy things, but because I can't buy things, I think I'm just starting everything, and I don't think it's helping. I don't think it's helping with the stress. Yeah, so sorry, it kind of got to me a little bit. Talking about it out loud, it's hard. It's harder than I thought. Anyways, so what was I saying? I think I just tried to handle my stress with starting everything, which I will show you everything that I started this, there's only 2 things this week, but I swear it just feels like an accumulative everything. Obviously it's been within the last week or 2 or 3 weeks, but it just feels like it's all clumped together, and it's not relieving any of my stress. I think it's contributing more, so I need to calm my butt down. It's just, I don't know. I feel restless. I wish I could walk away from it all, but it's still going to be there. And this is just with my knitting. So let's go ahead and just try to get into it, and I'll try to explain it to the best of my ability, how I'm feeling around everything. Knitting is supposed to make me feel better, and it's not. I need to get back there somehow. And I only want to tell you guys because keeping it in isn't healthy. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into what has been happening. This one is the yarn is tangled because I was working on this and I kind of just threw it all together. let's put it down here. This is the Farnham sweater by Sophie of the Knit Pro Girl, and I finished a sleeve the other day. I want to say 2 days ago I finished the sleeve. So I got it all done. It according to my tracking, it took 4 days to do the sleeve. I know I could do it faster. I just can't seem to bother. So I'm working on the second sleeve. And this is where I'm at. It's easy peasy knitting. You're just decreasing every so many rounds, while also making sure you put the stripes in the right spot. So it's not that bad. It actually makes it feel like it's going a lot faster, to be honest. It's just my hands get a little bit sore working with this yarn. This is Garn Super Soft in the Ecru colorway, and then the Prussian colorway. My face, I need to see what I'm showing you. There you go. And I'm holding these double, excuse me, I'm holding it double to get a DK weight. You know, I'm hitting gauge, everything's fine. I did try it on the other day to see about the sleeve length, and I'm really hoping with blocking that this kind of relaxes a little bit more. It just looks weird on me, I feel like. I thought this looked so cute on like everybody else, but when I put it on me, I feel like it's just flare. I don't know. It's a little weird, so I'm hoping that it relaxes a little bit. It's 100% wool. It's a rustic wool, so we will see. But I'm getting there. I'm trying real hard to just, like, I keep telling myself to just finish this, but I end up putting it down and working on something else. So the Farnham sweater by the Knit Pro Girl. What other ones? Okay, the only other like outstanding whip that I've actually touched this week is the, what is this? The Half and Half Triangles wrap by Pro Soho. I'm trying to get this one finished too. There's still quite a bit. There's still quite a bit to go when you look at it. So sorry, the needle got stuck. This thing is huge. If you're unaware of the Half and Half Triangles wrap by Pro Soho, it's a free pattern. It's really nice. I am amazed that so many people make multiples of these. As much as I'd love to make other versions, I hate knitting on this. It is straight garter stitch with just a little bit of short rows. I mean, that's how you get the diagonal. You do it with short rows. This is the most boring thing to me. So I don't think I'll be making another one, even though I see some beautiful, beautiful versions. What was it? I was just watching Caddy Jacks, and Jacqueline, I think Jacqueline, right? Yeah, she showed hers, and she's got this like super lovely stripe going, like, let's see if I can explain it. So we'll go to the other end because that end is finished. But if you look at hers from this angle, she's got two colored stripes that meet at a point like in this area, but I'll just go down so you can see like her point and then go up this way. I'm like, what? That is amazing. I don't know how she did it. This one I can see because you do knit this way, but this one is knit this way, so I don't know how she, I don't know how she did it. I'm sure it's pretty simple, but it's absolutely beautiful. But I am not going to knit another one of these. I'm using linen quills, or well, Pro Soho's linen quill. We have, what is this one? Oh my gosh, Peach Stone and Oatmeal Gray. And linen quill is I think it's 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca and 15% linen. Is that correct? I'm not going to do the math in my head, but so it's lovely. I like the yarn a lot. I wish I had a whole stash of like almost every color. But yeah, so let me show you what I have left. I only have this many short rows to resolve. Not many, but then in the grand scheme of it, you're knitting this wide. So if you, don't drop them. If you look at it, it is quite a bit of knitting that still needs to be done. When I do pick this up and work on it, I usually get about an inch of it finished, which is not bad, but I can just see that there is a lot of knitting that is left in this. So I'm trying, but it's usually getting 1 day a week that I work on this, and it's usually for like 2 hours, and it's only an inch worth of progress. So those two are like outstanding whips. Now all the new starts. I'm pretty sure I showed this one last video. I haven't touched it, but I figured I'd show it again just because. This is is it the Misurina? Misurina, I think. I haven't worked on it at all. I keep telling myself, just get through the color work portion and then it's easy going. The color work portion is only yay big. But there's cables, color work, and increases. So I know it's going to be a little bit slower. But if I could just get through the color work, it'll be smooth sailing. I'm using Garn Coast brand, or base, I should say. Coast. This is the color Putty. It is 55% lamb's wool, 45% cotton. It's a fingering weight. It is 50 grams per 350 meters or 383 yards. It's really soft, really nice. I just want to know how this feels to wear. So I figured I'd start with this, which wasn't the smartest choice, but yeah, and the second color I'm using is, I wound this off of my big cone. This is Black Currant. It's a, I guess, a gray grape color. It's beautiful. A dark heathered purple plum. I don't know what you'd want to even call that, but it's a lovely color. These are the only two colors I have in this base. I really want more, but I need to wait. I need to see how this feels first, how, you know, everything works out. So there's that one. Okay, the two really new starts. Yeah, just, I kind of went nuts. So this first one is from this book. This is the Sandnes Garn, is it the Mittildam? It's the 2202 book. A super popular book. I found this in a Norwegian yarn store online, and it was the only store I could find where it sold this without selling you the Sandnes Garn yarn. So I don't know if they still have these. I guess I'll put the shop down in my description below if you're curious on getting this yourself. It wasn't that expensive. But yeah, I know a lot of stores will only sell this to you if you buy the yarn as well. So I didn't want to do that at the time. I just wanted the book. So this is the one that, oh, let me find the picture. The Gaia Zipper Genzer. This is what I'm knitting. This was on my queue from the beginning of the year, and it was on my summer knit list only because I needed to know if the mohair that I'm using with this, how much I needed. Because I had this mohair slotted for this project and a different project, so I was like, well, let's get the one that I actually had queued up. going. If there's enough left, then it can go to the other project. If not, then I can always buy more. Plus this one will be nice, like this is kind of, you know, it's an over jacket. It's like a over sweater. It's not just a, you know, sweater like this. It's like an over sweater. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. I can wear that whenever. So I have that started. I have, oh, I have my little swatch right here. It's really dark, hard to see. It's really pretty. So the yarns that I'm using, I have 4 skeins of this yarn that I purchased from my local yarn shop a while ago, just to make whatever sweater that came to mind. I couldn't figure out which one I thought would be best, because look at the colors. This is Life in the Long Grass Cactus Moon Soil in their zebra sock base. And I was really hesitant to hold mohair with this just because I wanted the zebra base to shine, but I wasn't sure what to make with this. And so I was like, well, I have black mohair that I could pair with this if needed. It can work for, well, I thought it would work for this pattern. Let me tell you that first. I thought it would work for this pattern initially. And then when I did get to swatching, I was like, why am I so far off with my gauge? Well, it didn't occur to me that the yarn that's used for this is double Sunday plus a mohair. Double Sunday is a DK weight. I didn't, I mean, I knew that, but I didn't, like, it didn't click when I was picking the yarn. Like when I decided to pair this yarn or slot this yarn for this pattern, I was like, what the heck? I'm like, I don't have any DK. I don't have any sweaters quantity of DK that I want to use for this pattern. I just wanted to use this for this pattern. So, let's see, did I go up a needle size? 6. No, I didn't even go up a needle size. I mean, I swatched a bigger needle size. So here's the, oh, you know, see, called for needle size, 1 size up. So a 6, US 6 or a 4mm. This is a 4.5, which I believe is a 7. But when I did the math for the gauge, let me take this back. It doesn't say how much positive ease to put in it. It lets you choose how much positive ease you want to do. So according to my gauge, even though it was off a little bit, doing the math and all the stuff, if I wanted, oh, see, I don't know if this is correct. If I wanted 8 inches of positive ease, I could do a size medium. If I wanted 10 inches of positive ease, I could do a large. I decided to go bigger since I'm going to have it as a layering piece. So I am knitting the large and hoping that my math is correct. So yeah, also, I am really proud of myself with these 2 projects that I've started, because both of them are very, they're both, let me see, is Sandnes Garn Norwegian, or is it, yes, Norwegian. So both projects I started are Norwegian patterns. And I wanted to say they're not written like most American patterns are now, like the bigger designer, at least the ones I'm familiar with, they write out your short rows line by line. They hold your hand through the entire thing. These 2 patterns don't. They are, they don't hold your hand. So they didn't write out the short rows line by line. You just had to do it yourself. And I am so grateful that I've made several patterns that I was able to figure it out without much of a headache. I was able to get through the short rows, no problem. I mean, I was grateful that for my size, the size large, the short rows were the same number on each side all the way through. Some of them are like you do this many like past, and then the next time you come around it's less number. So I was able to just go with this one. So I was grateful that I was able to get through it without stress. So this is where I'm at. It curls up a lot. This is the back piece. So it really is curling up. And this is just on there so that I have a pretty stitch marker. It's from Twill & Print. I forget I have stitch markers from her because I have it on my pin board. Because these are just absolutely gorgeous. So I have a big pin that holds her stitch markers, and I have a couple stitch markers that hang from it, and I just have it there. I don't mix these in with all the rest of my stitch markers. It's a little skein of yarn with a crystal, some lavender tied around it. It's a little witchy style. Ooh. Super pretty. Yes, Twill & Print. But here's where I've gotten to. I'm just working on the back. I'm past the short rows. I'm just, you know, knitting until I get the right length for the armholes. It's going to be a while until I'm done with this part. But I'm really liking the way that this looks together. It's making it more of a well, would you say this is a neutral? I think so. It'll go with a lot of things. It's with the black mohair. I think it's pretty. I think it's really, really lovely. And I am happy about this piece. So I'm just doing like a couple rows every so often. Nothing crazy. So yeah, I started that. Felt really good about that. It does say it's a level 5 advanced pattern, but I really don't think it's going to be that difficult. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is double stitching the collar where you put the zipper in, the neckband, I guess you call it. I've never done double knitting that I am aware of, so I'm hoping it looks like they hold your hand a little bit through that, so we'll see. I don't like to look, I mean, I do look over a pattern, but I don't like to look too far into it because just reading it is really confusing. I need to have the project in my hand at that spot to be able to kind of understand what's going on. So where did I put that swatch? I was kind of using it as a bookmark. So there are a lot of other patterns in this book that I am hoping to start this year, but we will see about that. So let's get that out of the way. Oh, sorry. The mohair is Drops Kid Silk in the black colorway. I have 4 balls of this in stash, so I'm hoping that's enough. And I have 4 of these, which is 400 meters per 100 yards. Should be enough. Okay, my last new start so far is it's called the Northern Tee. This is by Pickles. All right, so I was on Instagram one day just scrolling, and this pattern came up. I don't even know if I was following Pickles. I could be, I don't know. I am now, but I don't think I was prior. But this shirt came up and I absolutely loved it immediately, and I was like, oh, that's so lovely, let's go find that. So I followed their link in their Instagram, and it took me to their website, which is just pickles.no, so Norwegian. The website is in English if you click the little English button, and you could buy the pattern or you could buy the kit. And I was like, oh man, it was really inexpensive for the kit. And it's I was just like, man, I got this close like 3 times, because when you go to their website, they ask you to sign up for their newsletter, and then you can get 10% off your first order. So I put this pattern and the yarn in my cart and got almost all the way to check. Like, I filled out the whole thing for checkout, and then I closed the page out because I was like, I can't be buying anything. I did it again later that day, closed it out. You know, I'm putting in the coupon. I'm like, we're not going to use this coupon yet. I eventually just buy the pattern because I'm like, well, let me just swatch what I have in stash. Maybe I have something that'll work, because I believe the yarn that they want is their yarn. So it's a Pickles yarn. It's their summer wool, which is their wool and cotton blend yarn. Theirs is a sport weight, but I was just like, sport weight, finger wing weight, it's pretty interchangeable. So I was like, I'll just see what I have that I can use. So I just bought the pattern by itself, and I was like, I'll use what I have in stash. So I started swatching. Let's see here. Here's my swatches. So I swatched first with this yarn right here. This is, oh my gosh, I don't have the tag with me. Patton's Linen. It is a linen cotton blend. Let me go grab the tag real quick. Okay. Patton's Linen. It is 65% cotton, 35% linen. You get 275 yards to 100 grams. And I got the colorway Cauliflower. So I bought 3 skeins of this a little while ago. I had planned to do the Tolsta Tee with this yarn, but I was like, well, let's just swatch and see. You know, it is a DK weight. Yeah. Level 3. So it's a DK weight yarn, but it's a thinner DK weight. So it's like, maybe this will work. So again, it's a Cauliflower colorway. And I was like, okay, this works. I really liked how the swatch looked, but I was a little bit nervous about the feeling of the yarn. Wasn't entirely sure, considering that theirs is knit up in their cotton linen, or it's a cotton wool blend. So I was like, okay, well, my coast is cotton and wool, but I didn't use it to swatch. I just kind of grabbed just a wool by Holst, because they're kind of the same. I mean, not exactly the same, but I feel like they're, where did I put? I feel like their yarn is similar in size. You know, they're both fingering weights, but they're both like on the thinner side. So I grabbed just their super soft, which is 100% wool, and swatched with it. This is the Jasper colorway. It's a really dark maroon with little flecks of like, either it's blue or it's black, and then some like yellowy colors flecked in there as well. It's really pretty. I haven't found the perfect project for it yet, but it did not swatch well. Like, I didn't hit gauge. So I was like, okay, that's not gonna work. But I was really hung up about using this. So the next day I went back to the website, again, put the whole kit in the cart. And when I say this is cheap, with using the 10% off and even with the shipping, it would have been under $50 for this sweater to have it shipped here from Norway. I'm like, that's 6 balls of their yarn for my size. And so I was like, dang. But again, I closed the page out and did not buy it. I was like, I will use what I have. So I decided to go ahead and use this Patton's Linen. So here's what it looks like. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I'm just worried that it's not going to drape the same. I am knitting, I want to say the small size. I didn't hit gauge perfectly, but I did review a lot of the other people's pattern pages, and a lot of them said it was a little bit big in the shoulders. So I decided to go down, and it should still fit, hopefully. So yeah. And this is, again, a pattern that is not written to hold your hand. So I was a little nervous at first because you're doing the short rows in 1x1 ribbing, which I've never done before. It's super easy, not that big of a deal. There's saddle shoulders, and it is a broken rib, but it's like a moss stitch rib. So It's easy to do flat, but I think it's going to be a little bit more, not difficult, but more cumbersome to remember doing it in the round after the sleeves, because you're going to have to remember which, like, I mean, I'm sure it won't be too bad, but right now it's not terrible. This is what I've gotten. This is just one day, not even a full day, just a couple hours worth of getting it established. Oh gosh. So as you can see, there's short rows in this ribbing up here. It did get really confusing when I switched over to the what they're calling the wide rib. So you got your narrow rib. Gosh, I wish this would just focus. You got your narrow rib and then your wide rib. So that's what they call it in the pattern. When you switch between the two, it is a little bit confusing because you're also doing the button band, because this is a Henley style. So there's a deep opening here that you can button all the way up if you prefer. So there is a button band that goes right there. So it was a little confusing. I'm probably going to be adding a stitch marker to differentiate between the two. The pattern doesn't tell you if your increases need to be like a make one right purl, like when you're because you're increasing on the wrong side as well. So I've kind of just did that, but it said some weird stuff. So I just said, screw it. I'm going to start the rib how I think it should be started. And everything seems to be working out so far. I was a little confused up here, because I was doing, let's just say I was doing a purl increase on the right side because I thought I needed to do that to stay in pattern. I didn't need to do that. There's no reason you need to do that. So I quit doing that after like 2 rows and just did normal increases on the right side and purl increases on the wrong side. It looks like everything's going to be just fine. So I think there's even more short rows once you switch, once you switch over to the wide rib section. Just a couple more, as you can see, a couple more. I think I'm done with the short rows. I could be wrong, but I think so. I like to get through all the short rows before I decide to put a project down. So I think I got all the short rows finished. And then now it's just repeating this because I'm going to be extending this, and you're going to keep going with your increases for the saddle shoulder. And it also says don't forget to add your buttonholes, but luckily they tell you this is where you're going to add your buttonholes, like in a note section. They're like, okay, this is where you add your first one, and then every so many inches you're going to add. So while it's not holding your hand, I think all the information is there, and hopefully I can get through it. So yes, I was proud of myself for doing the short rows on this without having my hand held. And yeah, I think it's going to be lovely. Did I need to start this? No, I just did. And then let me show you everything else that I've been working on. A ton of swatches. I think this is what has been contributing to all the starts and my stress right here. So let me go ahead and show you. So after I started the Northern Tea I think it's just pickles. I swatched for, I know you can't tell because it's a black yarn. I swatched for the Colett tea. And I purchased this yarn specifically for that. This yarn is About Strings. It is a cotton wool blend DK weight yarn. This is definitely different because it looks like it's 8 strands, because as I was casting on, it was starting to untwist. So that's a little strange. But I went ahead and swatched this, and I didn't hit gauge. But I like the way the fabric is, so I'm going to continue with this size needle, which is I think the called for needle, a US 6 4mm, I think. But I like the fabric. It's not too sheer. I feel like well, I'm a tight knitter, and I've been struggling with gauge with all these swatches, and it's starting to frustrate the crap out of me. And I'm curious if it's because of my stress levels, and I'm not even aware of how stressed out I am, but it's probably showing up in all of these swatches because anyways, let's keep going. So I get the swatch done and I'm reviewing the pattern, trying to pick what size would be best for me, you know, all the math stuff. And then I go and check pattern pages by people who've made this. And almost everybody says that this is the worst pattern, like written pattern. It is not easy to follow. A lot of people actually write out what they've done, and then other people have been like, I used so-and-so's. So I saved a couple of those. I mean, I really like the sweater, but I don't know if I'm going to knit it now. We will see. But I have the swatch here. I figured I should probably wait before I start that, before I'm entirely sure that's something I want to do, and maybe I'm feeling better about everything. So there's swatch number 1. I really do like the yarn though. I want a black t-shirt, and I'm kind of set in my ways where I want a more form-fitting t-shirt. I don't want, like the Tolsta Tee, it says it's for 0 to 3 inches of positive ease, but I swear it looks bigger on everybody. So I don't want to try swatching for that because I want a more form-fitting black t-shirt. So... And then yesterday, well, I have another swatch here. I don't know what this one was for. I don't remember what I swatched this one for, but I have this swatch here. It didn't hit gauge. I don't remember what it was for. Was it for the Misurina? Probably. I don't know. A swatch. Another swatch. And then I did 3 swatches yesterday for one project. These 3 swatches. I don't swatch much bigger than this. I hate swatching, but I'll do it because I know I need to. I need to, considering I'm a tight knitter, so this is as much as I will do. They do get washed and blocked, so there's that too. So this is Garn Super Soft in the black colorway. I swatched this for the new Jessie made design, her mini mock neck tank. I really like that. It's close fitting, it's high neck. It's a tank, but I don't care. I think I want it. I don't typically show my arms, but I want this tank. I mean, it's really hard for me to count my gauge, but I think I'm around 29 stitches per 4 inches, and I need 24 stitches. That's a big difference, so this isn't going to work. I'm half tempted to try holding this double with the called for needle, which is a US 4, but 29 stitches, that doesn't seem right to me. This other one, this is some old stash yarn from the beginning of the video when I showed you all the stuff I pulled out from projects I was not going to work on. This was yarn from that. I previously dyed this a million years ago. I wouldn't use this color. I would re-dye it after said fact. Like, I'd knit it up in this color and then I would just over dye it. I wish it would just focus. This one is closer engaged. This is a 75-25% superwash merino fingering weight. I want to say I got 26 stitches per 4 inches with this one. So this one's the closest so far. So this one's a contender. The yarn that is used in that is a... Oh gosh, I'm confused because it says sport weight somewhere and then it says fingering weight somewhere else. I think Ravelry has it listed as sport, and then on the actual website for it, because it's from Wandering Flock, I think they labeled it as a fingering, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not buying the yarn to make the project, but this one's the closest, so this is a possible one. Again, I don't want to go up in needle size when I gauge because I don't want my fabric to be too open and airy. Like yeah, you can see through this one when it stretches. I don't need extra, I don't want it to be see-through. So I don't like going up needle sizes. I will if I think the fabric will still give me a nice, like it'll still be a nice density, I guess you could call it. But I really don't like to. I will do the math to figure out what size to make before I go up a needle size. I know, but it's just my preference. I typically like, it's so funny that strip right there of color looks like a pearl bump. It's not. So yeah, there's this one, possible. And then I had some other yarn in stash that was in multiple colors. Like I thought about doing some pretty summery colored stripes. Like there's like a light peach, a dark peach, an ivory, a darker blue, a sky blue, and then this. And I figured I could stripe it. But unfortunately, even though this is a fingering weight yarn, this has acrylic in it. So I'm not too thrilled about that because I know it's not good for summer. Acrylic is super hot and not breathable, but I was getting 29 stitches per 4 inches on a US 4. Like, that's crazy. But the fabric looks nice. Again, it does when it stretches. Like, I think this fabric would be fine. I don't want to go up a needle size. And then just this morning, I tried one more yarn I have in stash. Possible. This is a sport weight yarn. I only have one skein of this, so I'd have to buy a second one if this works. It's still a little damp, so I need to pin it out so it can dry. But this is 100% alpaca, which I am hesitant to want to use for a summer tank top, but I will if I have to. Again, it's a sport weight. The base, this is just the, oh, I forgot what they called this base. Oh, and it's, I'm not going to pull it out. It's, you know what, I'm going to. So it's undyed. I haven't dyed this. I got this from my yarn base, my yarn supplier years ago because I wanted to see what it was like, and I hadn't come up with anything. Oh, okay. So Nomad Yarns, the latte base, latte, 100% baby alpaca. It's 100 grams per 291 yards, 3-ply, sport weight. So I was like, okay, well, let's just try a sport weight yarn. Dang it. I will dye it if I have to. I will buy another skein if I have to. So I just did a quick swatch this morning. I've already washed it. So it's a little damp. And then I'll count the stitches. I'm getting close to, I've already counted it one time. It's already 20, it's about 26 stitches. So that's what it's looking like I'm getting on a US 4. But again, I don't want to go any bigger because I don't want a gapey fabric. So we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that up there so I can pin it when I'm done. So yeah, all these swatches have been stressing me out just because I can't seem to hit gauge. Or if I can, it's, well, I mean, I can't. It's usually 1 stitch or 2 stitches, which I'm okay with it being 1 or 2 stitches. When it's 24 to 29, like, that's a big jump. That's not okay with me. Anyways, maybe I just need to calm down, work with what I got on the needles right now, and just stop trying to start all the things. Stop trying to fix my stress with starting things. I mean, it is stopping me from buying things, but kind of. Anyways, let's carry on. So that's it for knitting. I have just a little bit of sewing. I did finish a shirt. I should grab it. I finished a shirt yesterday. This is the Donny shirt by the Friday Pattern Company. This is, I was gonna say this is knitted. No, it's covered in fluff, that's for sure. This fabric attracts all the fluff. This is a 100% double cotton gauze. It was originally going to be a dress, but I could not get the dress to work. You know, the shirring on the dress. So I just cut this pattern out of it. And yeah, I got it finished yesterday. It's nice. It just sucks that everything wants to stick to it. All the hairs. It needs to be washed, I think. But yeah, I got a shirt done. Other than that, I haven't been sewing. I did get some more fabric in the mail, which I shouldn't have ordered this, but I did. So I ordered from the fabric market. I was watching somebody. Was it Willowbrook? I don't remember what her name is, but I believe her podcast is called Willowbrook. She was talking about this company. Again, if it was her, she was talking about this company and she ordered some fabric from them. And I went and checked them out and they're really good prices. So I ordered a couple things. I ordered, it looked different on the website, but this like pinky colored corduroy. It's corduroy. I'm going to make some, I think I'm going to make some wide leg trousers by You Made It the Label. Really like those pants. I have the pattern, so I think I'm going to make those. I thought about doing the wide leg version of the Pomona pants, but there's no pockets. There's only the butt pocket. I want pockets. And it is an elastic waist. I don't know if corduroy would be good for an elastic waist. So I'm just going to do the wide leg trousers with the fly opening and the inseam pockets. And I think I'm going to make or turn this into that when I get the desire. Yeah, see, it's called the primrose color. This is what it looked like on the website. Like that color. That's kind of similar, but I feel like this is brighter. All right, next I got 3 yards of everything except the last thing. This is a linen rayon blend fabric in the pewter colorway. I really, really like this. I'm going to make the metamorphic dress from So Liberated out of this. This is going to be like the main outside color. I like this a lot. It's really, really pretty. Oops. So I got 3 yards of this. The drape is super nice. This is really nice. So I got that. And then for the inside of the dress, because it's reversible, I thought I'd get like a purple color. I thought this one would be nice. It's called Lavender. It's too pink. You see that? It's too pink. I wouldn't wear this on the outside, like, because it's a reversible dress, like I think I just said. So I don't think I'd ever wear this on the outside. Also, I noticed, I don't know if you can see it. Stand up, I guess. This line right here is white. It is an undyed section of the fabric. I don't know how well you can see that. That bums me out. So, I think I'm going to dye this fabric. This is, again, it's a linen rayon blend. I can't dye it with the dyes I have, so I figured I have to get RIT dye. So when I get a chance, but I don't know color. Do I just get like a darker purple? Should I do a brownie purple? Should I do a blue? I don't know. But this is kind of a pain in the butt that this fold is white. I didn't even open this fabric to look at it any further, inspect it at all, but because it's too pink. I don't like this color. So that one needs to get fixed. And then the last fabric I purchased, I got 4 yards of this for some reason. I figured I can make a bunch of different things. This is called the Dusty Peach Double-Sided Plaid Gauze. I don't know what this double-sided plaid gauze is because when I looked, I mean, on the website, I thought understood it was like small check on one side and big check on the other, but that is not what I am seeing here. So I got this. I don't know if this is the right color for me, but I thought it was pretty, and I was like, why not try something different? So I can make a dress with this. It'd be lovely. So it doesn't say what it is. It just, like, if it's 100% cotton or whatnot. But I did check the opposite side, and this is the opposite side. It's just white, and it's kind of see-through, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. So that's the wrong side. I have a distinct wrong side. So yeah, I have these to make stuff with. I can't make the dress yet because I need to dye the fabric. That's unfortunate. But I really do like this one a lot. I like that color. And I think these will make really pretty pants. So I just need to get my butt in gear. Again, I don't really have the motivation. So I don't know. This is really inexpensive. So the corduroys, 3 yards was 15 bucks. The linen rayon was a little bit more, $21 for 3 yards each. Yeah, $21 each. And then the four yards of that double-sided gauze was $16. So it wasn't really that bad. The shipping is expensive, but can't get around that. So yeah, that's the fabric market. They had a lot of cute stuff. So might be trying them again, but not in the near future. So all right, that is it. That is all that I have to share. Hopefully this one will be finished before next video. That'd be great. I do have my Felix cardigan, but I haven't worked on it I did work on it this week, but probably only got like this much done on it. The short t-shirt, the short tee, I did not work on it at all. I figured once I get this one done, I will try to prioritize the short tee, get that one at least closer. I mean, I need to finish the body and then do the sleeves. So the Felix cardigan, get that one done. Oh gosh, this one, but who knows? Eventually. And try not to start anything new. I can't promise. I can't promise, considering I want that tank. So anyways, all right guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.